All right.
Episode 12,
Episode
baby.
12,
We're
yep.
flying in.
Yeah,
Wait, this is episode 12, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Get lost in it.
Episode 12.
Yeah. Welcome to the Cousin Couch, everyone.
Yeah, I did think of a couple musical ideas we could put at the beginning.
Heck
Obviously,
yeah.
they're not recorded yet since
Yeah.
you didn't hear it.
Like
But-
jingles or like just
Yeah, I was
background?
singing like a barbershop quartet sounding kind of like, welcome to the Cousin Couch. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
Really
I thought it'd be
captures
kind of,
us.
that'd be kind of funny.
Yeah.
I was also thinking, what if I changed it every week?
That'd be
and
a
just
lot of
like
work.
did like a quick 10-second little thing
Uh-huh.
every week, made it different.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of work though.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like 45 minutes.
Okay. You got
know?
that.
Yeah,
Throughout the week.
I could probably find time. I mean, the hardest thing, recording it would probably take like 45 minutes. Coming up with the idea and executing it might take a little longer. But
Yeah.
if I figured out all the parts and then just recorded it, yeah, maybe like 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So probably a couple hours. But I mean, I've got time to think during the week. So
Yeah, you got it.
I don't know. We'll see.
That'd be cool.
We'll
who
see
would
what happens.
who would vocalize it? I don't.
I'd just do it
Okay.
and then just slightly make each part a little bit different, add some different effects to make it sound thicker and fuller,
Mm.
like it was a couple different people singing.
yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah,
So that's one idea
that's just one idea. Yeah.
of many.
I thought of a heavy metal one, like the same jingle but
Hmm.
with
Yeah, I
different
know,
instruments.
Well, this podcast I listen to called Stuff You Should Know. They have like when they go to commercial break, they'll have different, like kind of the same sound, but like in different forms, like you were saying.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Haven't
It's
listened to it.
it's a pretty good podcast. I don't know.
Interesting.
About
Do they actually talk about stuff you should know?
Yeah.
Like what? What'd you learn last time you listened?
I haven't listened to it in a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It's been a couple months, but
Yeah, so what was the last thing you learned?
about like there's this one about the Olympics. I think like the first marathon they did.
Okay.
And how like all the different guys were not all really trained to run a marathon.
Okay,
So,
interesting.
there was like this, I don't know, Mexican guy that he just runs.
Uh-huh.
So like he joined in, and I guess there was the guy that like he actually trained, and then there's basically like a hazardous trail that they ran, and like it was all dirt, and everyone was
For a marathon?
yeah, and it was like all suffocating. They were all like suffocating from
Like
Like-
the dirt?
yeah, because the
Like the
trail was
dust?
just so bad that they ran on.
Crazy.
Yeah, can't remember.
So they
What
just
year it was,
basically
but-
pulled random people out of the audience and said, hey, run 26 miles.
Kinda, yeah, not very well structured. back then.
Interesting. When was this?
Don't know.
Yeah, okay.
It was like 2 months ago. I listened to it. It was probably
Yeah, you didn't learn much, did you?
no, I wasn't paying attention. 1950 or earlier,
Yeah. Okay.
something like that. So yeah,
All right.
that was interesting.
Very nice. And that is something you should know. Everyone
Yeah.
check that out, I guess.
Check it out. I don't even know if it was the first marathon. It could have been
Wow.
just a disastrous marathon.
This is
I don't
stuff you definitely need to know.
know. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Glad you learned a lot.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Learned a
Gage
lot
is
in the
now
moment.
25.
Yeah, I am.
He
It's
had a
my
little
birthday.
birthday
Yeah.
during this last week.
On Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Black
Federal
Day.
holiday. Did you get the day off?
No.
Oh, dang. I did.
No. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You're like a woke corporation.
Yeah. Also, the stock market is closed on Juneteenth, so I
Oh.
think that's
That has
a big reason.
because FedEx is not closed on Juneteenth, so we still have to
So
ship
you're
stuff.
still shipping.
Yeah. So we didn't get it off.
Yeah. Dang.
But yeah, I went on
Did
my
you
mission.
take it off?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
still went to work because like I would have just sat at home.
Yeah. Did you get time and a half since it's a federal holiday?
No,
Oh, dang.
nothing.
Interesting. Just Christmas, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and well, we got Memorial Day off. We get
Oh, I meant like
4th of
time and a
July.
half.
oh no, but we
Hmm.
get paid holidays,
Oh, cool.
not time and a half.
Yeah, not a lot of people get Juneteenth off, I don't think.
No,
A lot of people at doTERRA threw a hissy fit about it,
about getting it off.
about not getting it off.
Oh,
They were like, we should be getting it off.
it's just yeah. If it's a federal holiday, we
And
should get it
then
off.
HR was like, So actually, we don't have to give you every federal holiday off, just the ones we can like pick and choose. So, so shut up and get back to work.
Yeah. Well, I went on my mission, and when I came back, my birthday was a holiday.
Oh yeah, 'cause it's a recent thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Within a couple years.
Dang. Did you do anything fun at least?
On my birthday?
Yeah, on your
Yeah.
birthday or the day after or something,
Yeah.
or before?
Both.
Oh, very cool. What'd you do?
My birthday, went to the Black Bear Diner.
Nice. Was that your choice?
My choice.
Dang.
Wanted
Do you really like it?
Wanted some brekkie.
Interesting.
Brekkie fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breakfast.
Breakfast. Yeah, I wanted some breakfast.
Okay.
And then had some cake and ice cream.
Nice. At Black Bear Diner?
No, we went back to my parents. Did the whole shebang.
Nice.
And then
That was Thursday.
And then yesterday, Friday, it wasn't really for my birthday, but they invited me 'cause it was kind of my birthday.
Okay.
I don't know. We went to Olive Garden with like my roommate's, his girlfriend's mom, I guess, does something that she pays for a group to go to dinner.
What?
So they invited his roommates to go to Olive Garden.
So his mom just randomly pays for groups to go to Olive Garden?
Yeah.
Oh, his girlfriend's mom?
Yeah. Well, not only just Olive Garden. I think like they do this every so often.
Huh. So they're just like, just grab some of your friends and let's go.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
that was cool.
Nice. What'd you get at Olive Garden?
The chicken Alfredo.
Oh, classic.
And the fagioli.
What? What's that?
Fagioli.
That's the soup?
Yeah. I call never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, we'll just move on from that.
You can look up how it's spelled and you can guess how I literally ordered it like that, yeah.
This is there's a haircut called a Queef and then also a Quiff.
Careful, yeah.
I asked for a Queef.
Was it a female barber?
Yeah.
Did she deliver?
I didn't know. No, definitely not. And it was a terrible haircut too.
Wait, you wanted the Quiff or the Quaff?
The Quiff. I'm pretty sure.
You asked for the Queef.
Yeah, asked for the Quiff. Yeah. But there's both those haircuts. I think they're both spelled pretty similarly. And I just didn't know how it was pronounced when I was a teenager, okay? So I walked into Sports Clips and asked for a Queef.
The Queef.
It would have been nice if someone would have corrected me. No one did.
No, you just kept calling it.
Yeah. Took a little bit of time to figure that one out. But
how old were you?
I don't know, I was like 15, 16.
Yeah, that's fine then.
But I mean, I had a picture too. So I was like, hey, I would like the Queef.
Sure, that's some diagram.
Yeah.
Some kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't look up Queef.
Anyways, yeah.
Or do.
But did you get some cool presents for your birthday?
Got some gift cards.
Nice. Where to?
Amazon.
Sick. Classic.
Canes.
Raising Canes.
Some PlayStation.
PlayStation.
You don't like Canes?
Dude, I think we talked about this, but yeah, no. Not a fan of Canes.
Why?
I think the chicken is just plain Jane.
Yeah, but it's like.
And it's only one sauce packet.
Well, you
or
can
cup.
ask for more.
You can't ask for more, but it costs more.
Yeah.
And I'm a heavy dipper, and I'm not trying to pay more for stuff out here.
Okay. Well, but the chicken is like, it's good chicken. Like it is like pretty plain, but it's like.
It's all right.
Tender and juicy.
I mean, that should be the standard for.
Yeah, but you go tenders. Okay, but you don't get that everywhere.
No, I think most of the time, yeah.
You always get that.
I feel like Popeyes is usually decent about it.
Eh.
When you first get it. I mean,
like
obviously if you're eating the leftovers, then it sucks.
Yeah.
It's pretty dry.
Yeah.
Popeyes dries out fast.
Popeyes gets dry.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
I don't love Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is tender at least.
I think Chick-fil-A's kind of mid.
Super Chicks? Do you like Super Chicks?
I think I've only been there once, and I think it was disgusting 'cause like, it tasted like they haven't changed out the oil in a long time.
Yeah, the breading
got
comes out 2 shades darker than most places.
Yeah.
I think it's
50
alright.
shades
It's just
of black.
super heavy. Super chicks. It just feels more greasy.
Yeah, I've only been there once though, so.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times. And then Slim Chickens is kind of.
I like
I
Slim
feel like
Chickens.
it's kind of the same as Raising Cane's. Like
If
it's
I
got the
could
plain
s-
chicken, but then a lot of sauces.
If I could swap out the Cane's chicken
Mm-hmm.
and have the Slim Chicken's fries with the cane sauce and the Cane's bread,
Mm-hmm.
perfect meal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on.
So how's your week?
It was good. I've just been doing my thing, dude.
Yeah. Nice. What does that entail?
Well, I just kind of loafed around on Juneteenth. Didn't really do much.
You didn't do anything like celebrate freedom of the slaves or anything? Or
No, I didn't. Sorry.
that's okay.
I mean, I don't celebrate most holidays, to be honest. It's like,
Oh, you're like Jehovah's Witness.
no. I'll take them off and I'll, what's the word? Like, why is my mind going blank on this, dude? Like I'll acknowledge. That's not the right word, but that's kind of what I'm trying to get at.
Recognize it.
I'll recognize the holiday, but I don't do like something to
Celebrate.
go into like the deeper meaning,
Really?
except for Christmas.
What about Thanksgiving?
I mean, I eat the food, but I'm not like.
What about 4th of July?
4th of July is, I guess, a little bit of remembrance, but it's also mostly just the barbecue and fireworks. I don't know. There's a little bit of patriotism involved, but I'm not like sitting there thinking about the founding fathers and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not diving
I
into
don't know
it.
if a lot of people are
Yeah, that's what.
sitting there thinking about the founding fathers.
That's what I'm saying. 'Cause you could say you're like a Christian, right? And then just sort of like half-ass it. I'm just sort of half-assing these
4th of July.
holidays. Yeah.
Oh, Christianity in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're just sort of like.
That's 'cause it's kind of your motto. It's
I
just to
don't know.
half-ass it.
Yeah, kind of. I guess.
Everything. Doesn't matter if it's Christianity or holidays.
Yeah. So the deeper meaning and impact is I don't know.
Not
I could.
for you.
I'm sure I could find ways to make it more meaningful the holidays, but I'd rather just watch TV or something. Is that bad to say?
Nah.
I mean, I think most people are doing it anyways, but then when confronted about it, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's definitely meaningful, and I really think about it, and blah 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 for these reasons." But it's like your actions speak louder than words, and I'm not afraid to admit that my actions are not in. Wait 1 second. What should we do about that? Turns out our video has not been recording this whole time.
I guess we won't post the video.
Yeah, I can just use the image, I guess.
Yeah. Dang.
Dang, that means our shorts are gonna be dumb. I mean, we could. What if we
Use the
started it
start from
right
and still
now?
get our shorts, yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. We'll pause and be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I messed up the video on there.
Yeah,
I
tell 'em
guess
what
I had
happened.
started it while setting up, and then when we went to start the video, you could hear me saying, "All right, sweet, are we ready to go? Let's roll." And
You
then I
went
click
black.
the camera, and then it goes black.
Yeah, we were
so
ready.
my bad.
That's okay.
Well, at least we caught it, relatively quickly.
Kinda,
So
yeah.
hopefully, there's still some clips to be had after
Yeah.
this.
I'm sure there will.
Whoa, spooky! Something just got dragged around outside. Not sure what it was. Anyways, yeah.
Well, it's not my car.
So, yeah, I'm not gonna pretend to be celebrating meaningfully these holidays when really I'm just sitting at home
Yeah.
doing whatever,
Yeah. There's no celebration
Yeah.
for the actual meaning.
Yeah.
It's just a day to get off work.
Pretty, yeah, I mean.
And I didn't get Juneteenth off.
Yeah. Sucks to suck, dude.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I have a question.
Yeah, okay, go for it.
I thought about this earlier this week. I was listening to like a podcast. They told a story about he wet the bed in a hotel. Well, and then he also clogged the toilet.
Nice.
In the same hotel. But like when you go to a hotel, you have to ask them for a plunger. Oof. Like they don't just put a plunger in your room, you know? Mm-hmm. So like why don't they just have plungers in there, you know? It's like embarrassing to like you have to call them up and be like, I just clogged this toilet. Can I get a plunger? You know?
I mean,
and the story he told,
it's probably just a cost thing.
The guy came up with the plunger, and he just went out, you know, to grab the plunger, but the guy just went in to unclog the toilet to unclog it for him.
I'm guessing it's a cost thing.
Probably, yeah. You got one plunger for the whole building.
Even if you buy them at cost or whatever, like $1 or $2 per plunger, maybe, per how many rooms, for how many hotels, and how often do people actually clog the toilet? I mean, I haven't had to plunge anything in like a couple years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe. Never mind. You need more fiber or something. Get some giant.
I think if you're clogging the toilet, that's not a good sign.
Yeah.
So I think I'm eating the right amount of fiber.
You're good.
Why, are you clogging toilets regularly?
No, I'm not.
So yeah,
I used to.
Really?
When I was younger, I guess. It was just our water pressure.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we'll say that.
How often did you clog toilets when you were little?
I remember a lot more than what I do now.
Dang.
So I got pretty good at unclogging it.
I mean, was there just like a football stuck down there? Like,
no.
What does it look like?
No, I didn't even think it was that big. I think it was just our water pressure, I bet.
Maybe it's the curve, you know, that U-turn it has to take when it gets right inside.
What?
Well, 'cause if you have a long turd that's relatively thick, when it goes up and around the U-turn, if it doesn't just crunch around it, then that's a clog right there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So you don't have to like fill the hole right away, but it could get stuck, you know, and then the toilet paper gets stuck behind it.
It creates a clog.
And it creates a clog, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say.
I don't know, maybe, yeah. I did use a lot more toilet paper, though. I was known to.
Yeah.
Get it all
That
clean.
would probably do it.
Yeah. But now we all have bidets at my parents' house.
Problem
so
solved.
It doesn't clog as much there. But.
Dude, it is stormy outside.
It is getting windy.
It is super windy. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. At the time of this recording, it was windy outside.
Yeah, very windy. Saturday night, June 21st.
It's 2025. Mark it down as windy.
Utah County. It was windy.
But one time, Jerem clogged a hotel toilet pretty bad. And we needed to get a plunger from the front desk.
Oh.
He hadn't taken a crap in like 5 days on a cruise.
Oh, dang.
I don't think he'd appreciate me telling this story.
Probably not.
But I don't think he's listened to an episode yet, so I don't think it matters. I mean, it was a pretty big turd.
Gosh, dude.
He left in that. He was in there for like 45 minutes, and he was like just scared of like coming out.
Just in a state of panic.
Just like, what do I do? There's no plunger in here. I'm embarrassed to come face the family with that. Like it was so big that like it could have been maybe coming out and hit the bottom of the toilet.
Oh my gosh.
It's still been coming out. Yeah.
Did it breach the water sticking out of the top?
Oh yeah, it was breachy. Girthy.
Beached whale in the deep end of the pool.
Yeah. Had to poke it to see if it was alive.
It's crazy.
So yeah, we had to get a guy to come up, and I think he might have been the one to plunge it too. I can't remember.
Yeah, if I clogged a toilet and had to ask someone else for a plunger, I'd plunge it too.
I'd want
like,
to
don't go in there, just do it,
yeah,
please.
but apparently they'll just plunge it.
Interesting.
So yeah.
Huh. Crazy world out there.
Yeah, have to ask for plungers at a hotel.
Yeah. I'm surprised I haven't had more plunging stories with how my bowels work out, but
yeah,
you know,
you just don't use the toilet.
Yeah,
You'll just go in
when it's really bad. I'm usually not on a toilet.
Yeah. Just go wherever.
I wouldn't be able to make it 5 days.
Yeah.
I could probably make it 14, 15 hours. If I just didn't poop in the morning, I wonder how far I could make it into the evening.
I mean, if I go on like vacation and it's not like, it can get clogged up.
Yeah.
I can go for a couple days, I think, on like vacation.
If I'm stressed, yeah, then I won't poop as often, but in my mind I'll be like, I should probably try at least.
Yeah. There's something. Yeah, there's a build up happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we are steamrolling through this one.
Yeah. Maybe thrown off by the day.
Maybe. It's not a Friday night.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's time for an early break. Anyways, what's on your agenda? You had a couple things, right?
Yeah.
Birthday.
And
Either question.
I got one more.
What's your thing? Is this an announcement? What is this?
No, it's kind of embarrassing.
Oh, it's a confession?
It's a confession, really, that I'm embarrassed about.
All right. Confess your sins.
Okay. So you know how we were talking about the Myers-Briggs test last week?
Yeah.
And how we were going to go over it?
What, you didn't do it?
Well, I was going to do it. I went on this website, and, like, you answer all these questions.
Uh-huh.
And then there's, like, a paywall at the end.
Oh, my gosh. And so you didn't do it again?
No.
I'll send you a link.
I didn't do it again, but then, I tried to pay.
You...
So
Are you kidding me? No, there's free ones. I told you there's free ones.
Well, it's like I already answered all these questions, and it took like 10 minutes. I was like, I'm just going to pay the $2. Now they have my card information, I bet.
Did you get your results at least?
No.
They didn't
immediately
email
I
them to
knew
you?
it was a scam, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So if I get any suspicious charges, it's probably
Is
from
this a
that
debit card you used?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Probably that Myers-Briggs test.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah.
There's free ones. There's a
Yeah.
lot of free ones.
Okay. What was the first result on Google as well?
Was it the ad? Was it the first ad or like the first
Well, I mean,
actual
like,
result?
All of them pretty much say like sponsor.
Oh.
There's like always a million sponsors.
I always scroll through those and find the first real one.
Yeah.
Or I go to Reddit.
Yeah. I should have done
Type in my question.
Well, I went to
Reddit.
ChatGPT after that. And I was like, screw it. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking
What,
the
so you
test
just
yet.
asked ChatGPT what your personality is?
No.
Oh.
I just said, screw it. I'm not taking a test tonight. And then I haven't I got shell-shocked that night. I didn't want to see any sort of Myers-Briggs crap at all after that.
All right, we'll save that for next week then. Sorry to disappoint the listeners.
Yeah, well, we don't know my personality type. So, yeah,
I'm going to guess introverted, though.
Probably, yeah.
For the first one.
Yeah, probably.
It's intuitive versus feeling.
What? Oh.
Oh, wait, no. Is it thinking versus feeling? What's the N for? I think it's intuitive versus versus sensing or sensory. If I had to guess, okay, I'm gonna throw a guess out there. Let's just see if I'm right.
Okay.
You're probably ISTJ. I'm gonna go ISTJ.
And that stands for Intuitive.
No, introverted, sensory. Wait, what did I say? ISTJ. Thinking and then judging versus perceiving.
Okay. So what does that all
You'll
mean?
learn more about it later. I mean, obviously, introverted means you're introverted versus extroverted.
Yeah.
Sensory versus intuitive means like how you process things versus like intuitively or with your like senses.
Okay.
That might be a little. That might not be the best explanation. This whole thing might not be a great explanation. You should read all of the stuff behind it. But and then thinking versus I think it's perceiving. You know what? Just freaking read about it if you're interested. I'm not going to try and explain it.
Okay. Well, we'll see if you're right.
Yeah,
I'll do a free one.
ISTJ.
ISTJ.
Should write that down. That. Yeah. Try and remember it or write it down.
I'll write it down.
I mean, I guess we can just listen back. Anyways, yeah. So cool. So you didn't do it. So we have nothing on that segment.
Well, except I got scammed.
I mean, what's new?
Well, happened before. Will happen again, probably.
Yeah. Runs in the family. Didn't Macklin get scammed?
Did she?
She said something on Be Real about her credit card information being stolen.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't posted Be Real in a while.
Oh. So you guys getting scammed. And your dad got scammed with his car, right?
Oh yeah.
Kind of. It was it wasn't
he bought
the right time. Oh no, he knew what he was going into.
Yeah, it was a salvage title.
Yeah.
But like they did.
But it was
bad.
It was salvaged.
Yeah. they zip tied the like engine to the bottom or something. I don't know. Some kind of wacky thing happened.
Yeah. So I guess not really a scam, but
kind of a scam.
It was close.
I mean,
they didn't say that, right?
No.
Yeah.
Of course not.
I mean, I feel like if the engine was hanging on by a thread, you'd probably want to disclose that at the time of sale.
No.
But they're just like, salvage title.
Yeah.
Get what you get. You know sold as is.
Yeah, you know what you're paying for here.
To a non-mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah, we just get scammed. Gullible people, I guess.
Yeah. Too nice.
Yeah.
Too agreeable.
Yeah, that's true.
You gotta throw it back in their faces.
A little lazy too, on my part.
Just could have done a different test.
I know. Plus, I should have known, like, why would they? I mean, I don't want to talk about it. I'm good. We'll see if I get a charge.
So you haven't even been charged yet for the test?
No, it didn't charge it.
Interesting.
I think it just...
Did you exit out, or did you, like, fully go through to pay for it?
No, like, I put my card information in.
And hit enter?
Yeah. And then nothing happened. It said failed.
Oh, well, maybe it just failed.
Hopefully.
I mean, that's a possibility, too.
Yeah.
Especially, I feel like if there were scammers out there that had your card information, they probably would have run it already.
But what I think the scam is that it will charge something monthly. Like it puts you on a subscription.
Oh. Like your last thing, your t-shirt thing?
We don't got to talk about that either.
It's the exact same scam.
It's the exact same. That was a little different. That was Instagram, like an Instagram ad. I feel like those would be more reliable, but I guess not.
Nope. Gage bought a crappy shirt on Instagram and it started charging him monthly.
Yeah. And it was a crappy shirt, too. It was supposed to be this, like...
It's supposed to be super sick.
Super sick shirt. It was, like, the thinnest, like, cheapest silk crap you've ever seen. It was like getting a costume from the costume store. Like a Batman cape is the material. Yeah. I mean, so I did get the shirt, but they put me on a subscription plan.
Yeah.
So, but the shirt was
without
trash.
An extra shirt coming.
What?
They weren't mailing you shirts every month. They were just charging you.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even like a misunderstanding on your part. They just
they just put me on the
took your money.
Yeah. So that one was not my fault.
That one's scammy.
That one just
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that this test, if it said failed, then it probably just failed. Maybe you put a number in wrong.
Hopefully. Well, 'cause yeah. I mean, I put the numbers in through my Apple Pay, you know,
Uh-huh.
and then the date and then you have to enter the date and the.
Oh. So like auto fills the number, but then you just finish out the rest of the info.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see in like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Have to cancel a card or
Right on, dude.
We'll see. Have you ever been scammed? Any scammer stories?
I mean, I've had calls from people that are like, "Hey, you are behind on this debt that you haven't paid, and we're gonna like send it to collections if you don't pay it right now." And I knew that I didn't have debt to be paid, so I was just like, "Dude, send it to collections, whatever. I don't care."
Yeah.
Like I know I check my credit score or like report fairly frequently, so I know everything that's on there.
Yeah.
And it definitely wasn't affecting me, so I knew that this guy was just trying to get money out of me.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, shut up.
Yeah. And I've gotten, you get texts like, you have an unpaid toll.
Oh yeah, the toll ones. I've gotten those.
It's like there's like no tolls in Utah.
Yeah.
Where would I have gotten this toll?
Or like your package is at the processing plant.
Yeah.
I've gotten some of those generic ones.
If it ever says type yes or type Y and then go out and back in and click the link, don't do that. Because
have you done that?
No, but that's what they always write at the bottom for like the toll road for the package.
Yeah.
Like
No, just delete it.
Yeah.
I don't even open it because I've heard that even if you open it, it can run the malware.
Like
for more sophisticated ones. Yeah.
Wow.
So if your scammers know what they're doing, they could really screw you over.
Wow.
Even if you open it.
On a text message? I thought that was only like an email.
Well, with emails, you're probably a lot safer. You probably have to go through the link because even if you you can't put Java code or like Python or like any of those things where you can write scripts in like into an email. Otherwise, like Gmail or Yahoo, it'll see the code and just block the email or send it straight to your spam. But a lot of time, yeah. But if you put scripts in an email, it usually doesn't. It can't get to your inbox. Which is good. It's also annoying sometimes when you're trying to like do variable content inside, well, that's going too deep into email marketing. We don't have to do that right now.
Please don't. I was starting to fall asleep. I tuned out. I started looking at a semi that drove by out your window. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird that there's semis on this neighborhood road. Like, where are they coming from?
You must be through a route or something.
I guess so. I mean, I guess that like downtown AF, maybe there's a shop or a restaurant or something.
You get semis all
there is an elementary school up the street. So sometimes they have like the food ones parked out back for like the school lunches. Yeah, like the semi with the food. I'm assuming for school lunches, and they'll be unloading. So I get those ones, but there's way more than just those. Anyways, I think one time when I did get, it wasn't really a scam, but I went to go see a hypnotherapist. But then his office was in his basement, and he didn't take insurance. I just had to pay him in cash.
That's some under the table stuff.
Yeah. It was an all right session, though.
You get hypnotized?
I mean, technically, yeah.
Into what? Like what?
Well, hypnotizing isn't like what you see on TV. It's just like you just relax, and then they prompt you to like think of like imagery and things that'll help you like sort out your life, kind of, or like whatever you're trying to do. Like if you're scared of water, they might walk you through a session of like trying to overcome that fear of water.
Yeah.
And so you like close your eyes, you get relaxed, and then they bring up like this imagery for you to think about that'll sort of like get it into your subconscious that you're not going to be afraid of water anymore.
Yeah. Are you afraid of water?
No.
What are you afraid of?
Not anymore.
Yeah. He forgot that, actually. He used to be. What are you afraid of now?
What am I afraid of now?
Yeah.
Death.
Really?
Dying early, yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, it's more just like an uneasiness of what's going to happen afterwards. 'Cause who knows? You don't know till you get there. So that's scary. It's also motivating 'cause I don't want to die and not have done things that I want to do. I think about that sometimes. What else am I scared of? Mostly just death and dying.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
But also like, so like around every corner, you're like,
I mean, I'm not like paranoid about it,
yeah,
but I mean, I do take precaution.
yeah,
Like, I try to be more aware when I'm driving.
yeah,
You know, do things preemptively for the kids that would, like save them from potential danger.
mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's safe for them to be out, like, playing on the sidewalk, riding their bike. Like, if they were in our carport and they ride out to the sidewalk, like, that's technically fine. But really, ideally, they should be, like, 10 feet in.
Yeah.
They shouldn't go out that far. Because then if, they decide to just book it into the road, then it's like, well, now I'm too far away. So it's like, okay, let's just play in this confined radius so that I can get to you quick enough if something happened.
Yeah.
I don't know, stuff like that. Just like just keeping the borders a little safer,
Yeah.
But yeah,
sure
I'm not like
people.
super paranoid about it.
Yeah.
But it is my biggest fear.
It's death.
Dying.
I'd probably be more afraid of the cause of death.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. The pain to go through death.
Maybe.
Does that make sense?
If it was super painful and drawn out, then yeah, that would suck.
Yeah. Like drowning or something.
Ugh, yeah.
That seems awful. Well, you got anything to lighten up?
You asked me what I was scared of.
Yeah. And you said death.
It's a viable option. I mean, something funny that I'm scared of. What of my? Oh well, I mean, the usual, not being able to get to a bathroom in time.
Yeah, that's one of your number one fears.
Yeah. 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 Let's move on.
Okay.
I don't know if I have anything funny to say about that.
Okay. Let's move on. What do you have? You said you had some stuff.
Yeah, I do have some stuff. I've been reading the book that hypnotherapist gave me, though.
So this was like a recent visit?
No, it was like 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
But I found the book and started reading about it because we were talking about the subconscious last week.
Yeah.
And hypnotherapy is like all about the subconscious. So I've been reading through his book. It's to make the situation seem even sketchier. It's basically just like a printout that like with the spiral binding that like you could just print out like ginkgos or whatever.
Yeah. It's just like him on the front with thumbs up.
Pretty much. Yeah. There's a lot of just like home pictures, stock photos. And like the first 20 pages is like a repeat of itself. Like
how much was this visit?
Like $200, I think.
Scam.
Little scammy. Yeah. Anyway, so how I met him actually, I was at Water Gardens working, and he came up to me because he couldn't find his hat. And he had lost it, and it wasn't in the lost and found. And I was like, all right, well, we can take down your like name and number, and maybe, call you if we find it. Because it was supposed to be like it's like a black hat with like a big blue turquoise, like belt buckle basically on the front, like a cowboy style hat. He said it was custom made, and there's no other ones like it. It was very recognizable, and so I was like, okay, whatever. But anyways, he gave me his business card. That's how I got his name and number, and so I was like, sick. Maybe I'll try this out.
Oh, and you did.
And I did.
Did you ever find his hat?
Yeah, we found his hat.
Seems like he'd be able to, like, I don't know, conjure up something to know where his hat is, right?
Okay, yeah, well,
as a hypno.
That's not how hypnotism works, Gage.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how it works.
could expose just a new way of thinking to you.
Yeah.
Because they've
I don't need
seen
a therapist for that. I could ask
a bunch of thinking.
a different person.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
But at least you would have someone that has studied patterns of behavior, hopefully, for a long time. Hopefully they're into it, you know.
Yeah.
And they would have a good suggestion
of how to change
of how to, bring about a better, more
what
positive
do I
way.
need to change, really? You know.
I don't know. I haven't analyzed your life that deeply.
No.
I don't know. Is there something you're unhappy with in your life?
Okay, we're gonna do a therapy session right here.
Yeah, we could do a therapy session if you want. Cousin couch therapy.
Yeah. Hey.
Should you lay down?
No.
Do you want to get more comfortable?
Maybe. Now that you mention it, do you have like? Never mind.
No, say it. What do we have?
Let's say maybe get like some avocado on my face, maybe some cucumbers.
I don't think that's part of therapy. That's more of like a spa.
You say get more comfortable.
Yeah. You mean cucumbers?
Hot rocks. What'd I say?
You said avocado.
I meant like just a green mask.
Oh, okay.
Is what I thought
I'm
of.
sure the fats in avocado would help your skin out.
Yeah.
I would think.
I said avocado and something else.
You said avocado.
And then something
Hot
else.
rocks.
And something else.
I said cucumber.
I can't.
What else? Hot towel?
Yeah, sure. Anyways. Something I'd want to change?
Sure, if you want to talk about it.
Nah, it's fine.
If you're open. Oh, okay. So you do have something.
Well, no, I'd have to think about it.
Okay, yeah.
You want me to think about it?
You can if you want. You don't have to. You don't have to. We don't have to have a therapy session on here.
Okay. I mean, maybe I
Plus,
should
I'm
go
not
on more
qualified.
dates, huh?
You could, yeah.
Get out more.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe your priority, your standards are a little too high. What if you lowered your standards a little bit? I'm not saying you have to marry these people.
No, yeah. I could.
But what if you lowered your standards, went on some dates, got some practice in?
Yeah.
And then once you have a couple games under your belt, then try out for the higher league.
Yeah, I'm in Division 2 right now. I'll start in Division 2, work my way up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
'Cause how much practice have you had? Just
Not a
dating
whole
wise.
lot.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
you gotta just start
I just never ask
swiping
anyone.
right on everyone.
Well,
You never ask? Oh, well, maybe
The
just
mu-
change that first.
Yeah, no, yeah. I can go on dates. And the whole online dating thing, that's crap.
Yeah, you should do it in person. That's optimal.
Yeah. Well, 'cause I've tried the online dating thing for a while, and like,
And it obviously isn't working.
and it doesn't work.
I don't think it works for most people.
Yeah. So I just need to ask more.
Yeah, just
Basically.
approach people.
Yeah. But I've never been one to like set up plans.
That's okay. You just come up with 3 or 4 generic ideas,
I know.
and then boom.
Yeah.
You could go out for ice cream.
Yeah.
Pick one place.
It's a big one. I mean, like, that's
Baskin Robbins.
Yeah.
Cold Stone.
typical one. I mean,
Easy. Boom. There
yeah.
you go. Obviously, there's the dinner date.
yeah.
If there's events on campus, you could go to those.
Art museum.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Go
to any. Does
The
BYU
BYU
have
BYU
museums?
does.
Yeah, BYU. I know BYU does.
I don't know if UVU does.
Yeah.
I don't think it
Well, BYU's closer to you, anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Boom. Art museum, bean museum. There's the dinosaur one too.
does. Yeah.
They got a lot there.
The aquarium?
There's an aquarium at BYU.
No,
Oh.
but there is an aquarium.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of,
You could go to IKEA. That'd be kind of fun.
yeah, jump on some beds or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plan out your future house together.
Yeah.
The first date.
Yeah, hey. Just thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Always thinking ahead.
So this is something I do with all my first dates, you know.
Yeah, I just like,
Like, what color cabinets do you want
Yeah.
when we're like married and have kids, you know?
yeah. Do you think this will be safe for little Timmy? Or what do you think?
Oh, you're trying to leave? No, I mean, we haven't even gotten to the bathroom stuff yet.
Yeah. We just planned out the living room.
What about the bedroom?
They never make it to the bedroom. You always leave before then.
But yeah, there's like 4 or 5 good ideas right there. Boom.
Boom. I just gotta ask.
Boom, yeah. How many people are going to ask this week, Gage?
We'll start with 1 because I've had 0 for a while.
Okay, one's good. One's good.
Yeah.
Just ask one person.
The problem is I
report
don't have a
back next
really
week.
great circle. I mean, kind
Because
of.
all the people at work are married.
Pretty much.
That's okay. Go outside work. You don't want to date someone at work anyways.
Yeah, I guess I could. I mean, really, my pool would be work, church. That's it.
Okay, so church it is.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to like a wedding or something this week. Are you going to a wedding?
No.
Maybe you could just crash a wedding reception and just ask someone out.
Maybe.
Try and get someone on the
Yeah.
the fringe, you know, of how they know the people at the wedding.
Huh?
Because if you like date the sister of the person that's getting married, then it's like, oh, well, why were you at their How did you know? How do you know that? Then it becomes a sticky situation really quick.
I have to. Yeah, I have to keep up
date
the
like
whole
a
lie
third
throughout.
cousin or something, or like a friend of a friend.
Have
you
to,
know?
yeah. Because then you're just keeping up a lie throughout the whole marriage.
Yeah. that'd be a crazy.
I was
lie.
friends in high school with your sister. And where'd she go again? Yeah.
That'd be insane if you kept that going for like 20 years and then you finally break it open over a family dinner.
And then they divorce you.
Yeah, so I actually didn't know either one of them. I just
No.
crashed the wedding.
They're like, why didn't you just tell us?
I mean, I guess you could just tell the truth.
Yeah, I'm just crashing.
I'm just here for the snacks and a date,
Yeah.
probably.
I saw you had charcuterie.
No, I don't do. Have you been to a wedding reception with charcuterie?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
My friend did it.
What the heck? Like actual charcuterie?
Yeah, like they had it all laid out on a big table. You just grab different stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
I've only had desserts at the most recent receptions I've been to. Like dessert type foods.
One had Mo Bettas that I went to for the reception. That was sick.
That's pretty cool. One wedding we went to had Mo Bettas for the lunch, but that was for like
Family.
close friends and family. Yeah, right after the
ceremony.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe I'll crash a wedding. Probably not, but maybe.
Probably not, but maybe.
I'll go if you go. Should we
Okay.
crash a wedding?
Well, we have an event building, 2-minute walk down the street, so there's usually weddings Friday, Saturday nights. We could try.
Yeah.
Just dress up.
Yeah.
Walk over.
Yeah. Get a date.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
total wingman.
Right.
And I'm going to be scoping out what treats there are.
Yeah, you scope out the treats, I'll scope
Yeah.
out the woman.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sounds like a plan. Report back next week with your personality test and if you ask someone out or not.
Okay.
What if they say no? Are you going to try again?
No.
You should. No, not with that same person. I'm saying, like, would you then ask someone, like, if tomorrow you ask someone, they said no, are you just going to be like, all right, that was a solid week's worth of effort? Or would you try a second time with a different person?
I'm thinking I go same person second time. Maybe even third. I've heard success stories about that.
Just keep
They're always like, I
heckling
was
them.
begging her to go out with me. You know? Have you heard that before?
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
that before. I don't know if you want to have that as your marriage story, though. I mean, if it works out, it works out. But also,
I don't think it matters what my marriage story is, as long as it works out.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, beg.
I'll beg and plead on my knees. One knee.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah. Okay.
Please go on a date with me, please.
I'll get him a ring pop.
My cousin's gonna be so mad.
I made this promise on my
Made it
podcast.
on a podcast that has so many listeners.
Yeah. It's super popular, and
You should definitely listen to it too.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna let down me and all the listeners if you don't at least ask someone.
Okay.
So boom, there you go.
I'll try it. Try it out.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
We're changing Gage's life.
Yeah.
One cousin couch session at a time.
This has been great. Is this what therapy's like?
I don't know. I've never been. I mean, I've done some role playing in class 'cause that's what I studied, But
role playing.
I mean,
Kinky.
no, just
Oh.
like role play. This guy has an addiction. He's addicted to smoking. How you gonna help him?
Right.
Well, why do you like smoking?
Seems like you learned a lot.
Michael, you're on a great track here, trying to understand the patient. But maybe let's move in a different direction here.
That was always kind of what I was like on my mission, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You just like
Did
ask
you like
them,
in the role plays?
like straightforward. They're like, no, maybe you should get to know him more. It's like,
Really?
yeah.
Who would say that?
Pretty much preach my gospel, right?
Oh.
Get to know the person before
Before what?
getting like hard commitments out of them.
Oh, interesting. I mean, I guess so you
Did
can
we read
tailor
different
them.
preach my gospel?
So you can tailor them
Yeah.
to the person?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I wouldn't waste time getting to know them if you're just going to throw out like a, well, will you read the Book of Mormon this week?
No, yeah,
like
yeah.
a couple verses.
That's why I
or something.
said like bigger commitments.
Yeah. I mean, even baptism, we'd ask the first night.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah. But I guess it's like, okay, do they struggle with smoking weed? That was a big one in Washington. I mean, not struggle with it, but
like
do they do it?
Think
Probably
about-
yes.
Yeah.
Can you please stop for 2 weeks?
Yeah. If you're at least clean for 2 weeks, we can get you in this
Then
water.
we're good. Try and stop afterwards too, but definitely the first 2 weeks.
And then you just hand them off to different elders to
Yep.
once they're baptized.
2 weeks later, when you're transferred,
Uh-huh.
this guy smokes weed, and we're on lesson 3. So go for it.
Uh-huh. Especially after like they've been baptized, and they're like, you got to teach them the new member lessons. Then they're back on it.
New member lessons.
Which is actually not different lessons for those of you who don't know.
Exactly the same.
They're the exact same lessons. Just again. You just teach them again.
Gotta reiterate it.
Yeah.
'Cause I mean, it is a pretty quick process. In
Yeah.
the time that we started podcasting, we could have been baptized into a new religion.
Yeah.
Like if we were not members and the elders show up on our doors.
Probably like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, definitely. If we were willing.
Yeah.
So moves pretty fast.
Yeah.
What was your rules? 'Cause ours was like, obviously you have to finish the lessons, but then they have to attend church 2 times, and they have to be clean and sober. Like word of wisdom is like a 2-week thing.
Yeah, I think that was us too.
Like pretty loose. I mean, baptism is the gate, first
Yeah.
step, so it makes sense.
Plus,
but some people,
And they have to answer the
Or whining
baptismal
about it.
questions correctly.
yeah,
But like, some people are like, they just like trained them on what to say, you know? Like you
yeah.
gotta say these things.
We
to
never
pass
did that.
this
We didn't
test.
even go over the questions with them ever, really.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, a little bit. We'd be like, they're gonna have some generic questions about like, do you believe in God and stuff, and like, do you follow the teachings we've been teaching you? But it's not really a big deal. Just answer honestly.
Mm-hmm. That's probably good.
Until you get the one guy when the zone leaders come out and they're like, "Ooh, he has to be interviewed by Bishop."
Yeah.
Or not by Bishop, by the
president.
mission president.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
You guys did not prepare this guy very well. What was going to be asked.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Awkward.
awkward times.
I mean, that wasn't on us. That was, that one time that happened for us, it was something in the past the guy did that he never told us about. So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, I mean, he didn't have to tell us. So,
Yeah.
But
It just comes up.
he had to tell someone eventually if he wanted to join the church through the baptismal questions. So,
Mm-hmm.
but that was between him and the president, dude. And the president signed off. So, cool.
Nice.
Hope he's doing well.
Yeah.
David.
Nice. Shout out David.
Shout out David. A lot of Davids out there.
Yeah.
But you know who you are.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I doubt he's listening. There's no way. There's no way.
I doubt that.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting
If
he
someone
was.
doesn't know us personally, they are not listening to this.
Probably.
I-
Yeah. At this point, yeah. Maybe a couple people.
Most likely. Yeah, maybe there's 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But it's probably like let me see what this is about for 10 minutes. Oh, okay, not my thing.
Yeah. Probably.
But that's okay. We'll just keep doing it.
Uh-huh.
We'll just keep putting out content no one wants.
Yeah.
Because we're creators. That's what creators do.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Van
We
Gogh
create.
didn't start painting till he was in his 50s, and he technically like died of failure. Oh wait, no, he's painted earlier, but then no one really liked his paintings while he was alive.
Yeah.
And
so
so-
once we're dead, this is going to be
Yeah.
gold.
It's gonna take off. My kids will,
Profit from this.
yeah, take all the money from monetization. What?
Monetize.
Yeah. They'll inherit the legacy.
Uh-huh.
That wind's really picking up.
Yeah, it's kind of scary out there.
Yeah, it's a little
Spooky.
A little spooky.
It's supposed to be like not even get up to 70 degrees tomorrow.
Yeah, it's supposed to be cold.
Yeah. Well, you had something else, yeah? You said you were prepared for some things.
I had a couple of things, but I was really going off the dome tonight. I prefer that.
Well, I know you do, and I don't like it.
You don't like it? You don't like the
No.
chaos of what's going to come out of me?
I've never liked that. Never know.
I think it's, I mean, I write down things that I could potentially bring up, but then I always like to just try and riff it.
I know, and it doesn't. And I don't think it works.
You don't think it works?
No, and we've talked about this before.
I think it pops off sometimes.
I don't think it does.
I think it does.
All of our banger episodes have always been.
Spontaneity.
Yeah, we talked
I didn't
about it.
plan on talking about
Yeah, we
work
planned
stuff.
first.
A little bit.
Work stuff, it's always boring when you talk about work stuff.
No, when I was like, oh, I took an hour off of work every day with my
that
unlimited PTO,
Yeah.
and they said you can't do that.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
stuff.
Like that stuff.
But we planned something before that led into that.
I guess, yeah.
Usually we have to have a plan that leads into different things.
That's true. That's true. And we had a plan with what your topics.
Yeah.
And I had somewhat of a plan with my topics tonight. I was a little less prepared tonight.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
could kind of tell.
Yeah. Well, Ezra drew all over my
All over your
my
notes.
So
Dang.
I mean, I remembered a couple things. But also, like, when I come up with ideas, it's like I've been having a conversation in my head already.
What you think is going to go down.
Yeah. So
And
it's
then I
like,
say something different.
yeah. So I have like this lead up, and then that lead up never happens. So it's like, okay, am I just gonna jump into the middle of this topic?
Well, give me an example of when that happened.
Well, so I was thinking in my mind, 'cause we talked about the Killers last week and how their lyrics don't make sense. So one day while I was showering, I was like, okay, what if in the podcast we took this in a little bit different direction? I mean, I didn't think that. I was just having a conversation in my mind. That's how I just have too many conversations in my mind, you know, when I'm trying to relax. And so I was like, okay, what if we're talking about the Killers and we're talking about how their lyrics don't make sense? I'm just kind of paraphrasing my thoughts here. And I was like, oh, wait, what lyrics don't actually make sense? So I was like,
I have an example.
Mr. Brightside makes pretty good sense, I think.
Chelsea turning snakes into the sea.
Jealousy?
Oh, it's jealousy?
Yeah.
I always heard Chelsea.
Chelsea?
Okay, jealousy.
Chelsea. Turning saints into the sea? No,
Turning
jealousy.
snakes into the sea.
Turning
does that mean?
saints into the sea, I think.
No.
Pull out your phone. Look up the lyrics. I'm pretty sure that's what they say.
Oh, it is saints.
Yeah.
I thought it was snakes because my dad thought it was snakes at one point.
I mean, I'm not the best
But
at...
what does that mean then? Turning saints into the sea.
I don't know.
Turning through sick lullabies.
Turning through sick lullabies. Okay, I didn't make it this far in the conversation, but if we start from the beginning of the song, coming out of my cage, I'm doing just fine.
Okay,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What's the next line? Coming out, I have to sing it. Just
Gotta
fine,
be down
because I want it all. That sort of makes sense.
Gotta be down because I want it all.
Yeah, you gotta go through low points to hit the highs. Just fine.
Oh, copyright.
I think we're fine. What's the next line? Do you have the lyrics pulled up? 'Cause my phone's recording.
It started out
Hopefully.
with a kiss. How did it end up like this?
That makes sense.
It was only a kiss. It was only a kiss.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now I'm falling asleep, and she's calling a cab
Makes
while
sense.
he's having a smoke, and she's taking a drag.
That makes sense.
Now they're going to bed, and my stomach is sick, and it's all in my head. But she's touching his chest now. He takes off her dress now.
Makes sense.
Let me go.
Yeah,
And I just can't look. It's killing me. And taking control.
that all makes sense.
Jealousy.
And then we get into a little
Yeah.
bit. Okay.
Turning saints into the sea. Probably some metaphoric.
Probably, yeah.
Swimming through sick lullabies.
I mean, when you're sad about a breakup or something, or, you know, obviously from the song, it sounds like whoever the main character is had this girl that he liked who is now with another person. So it's like, oh, maybe he's just dragging himself through all these love songs and it sucks.
Yeah. Choking on your alibis. Yeah. She's making up.
Kind of makes sense.
Making up different.
It also rhymes.
Yeah. It's kind of a. But it's just the price I pay. Destiny's calling me. Open up my eager eyes. Because I'm Mr. Brightside.
Makes total sense.
Does it?
For the most part, kind of.
I just get stuck on the Saints into the Sea part.
Yeah, okay. When you go into the nitty gritty, doesn't super make sense. But if you zoom out on the bigger picture, then it makes sense, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess I can't make fun of you for not knowing the lyrics because I have had my fair share of not knowing the lyrics to songs.
Let's hear one that you had.
It's killing cool, killing cool.
Killing cool?
I thought he was saying killing cool.
In what song?
Chemical.
Oh.
By Post Malone.
It's killing cool.
Yeah, listen to it. It sounds like killing cool.
No.
It does. I was like, dude, why is this song called Chemical? Should be called Killing
Cool.
Cool.
It never mentions a chemical once in this song. Okay. What else did I think? Oh, in a 21 Pilots song. No, not 21 Pilots. It was Foster the People. One of their songs. I think it was Sit Next to Me.
Mm-hmm.
They say like, I need to look it up real quick. It's when they say, when they go, we can see where things go naturally. Just say the word and I'll part the sea. I always thought it said, and say the word and I'll prophecy.
I'll
say the word and I'll prophecy. But apparently it's part the sea.
Yeah.
Makes more sense. Well, prophecy kind of makes sense too.
That doesn't make sense because you wouldn't say I prophecy. I prophesy.
But it's rhyme. You would say that.
I guess so. But also grammatically.
Yeah.
At least the Killers are grammatic. Kind of.
Not really.
Well, they're not using the wrong conjugation,
Yeah.
if that's the right word. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not very
smart
educated with the English language. Like how it works.
Yeah, you're better at Korean.
No.
No.
Well, technically, I know more about how German and Korean are constructed because that's what they start teaching you about. But I don't really know like
German. Oh,
yeah, I took German in high school.
Okay.
Yeah,
I get what you said. What you meant.
Yeah.
I was like, who's teaching you all this German? That's what they start.
No, in high school, Frau Mellish taught me all that German.
Yeah. Same with me in Spanish.
Yeah.
I get the verb conjugating more.
Yeah. And you understand the structure.
Yeah.
And like the past, present, future thing.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't think about that for English.
Yeah.
Like if you told me to.
Like what adjective should go first?
Is there an order?
I think we naturally do an order. Yeah. Like when we have different ones in a row. Like the big red ball.
So is it like, is it like?
It's like size, color.
Oh, huh. Oh, yeah. Now that I'm trying to think of examples, the long white fence, large white fence.
Yeah. You wouldn't go the white large fence.
Yeah, unless I was stumbling through it. The
Yeah.
white, the fence
the
that's
large
long over there.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, see? I don't think about that.
No. We just got to say it.
Yeah. Just comes naturally.
Yeah. Prophecy. Just say the word and I'll prophecy.
Yeah. Well, we're just about at an hour. A little over. And I think if we cut out some of when we realized we weren't recording, we'll be right at an hour.
Okay, well.
Should we quit it here?
Yeah, I don't have anything more to say.
So. I mean, the last couple episodes have gone a little long, and
yeah,
I think we can't go more than an hour from now on. It's a little
attention
too long.
spans.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, cool. Well, next time, folks. This has been episode 12
of
the Cousin Couch Podcast.
Yeah.
Little outro.
Yeah, we should get an outro too.
Outro song?
Well, it can be like, kind of similar to I don't know. We
or
can get
just
like
a saying.
Yeah, we should get an outro song.
Bye, cousins.
Bye, cousins.
Is that what we should say?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, cousins.
Bye.